Yeah, I don't know where she came from, but goddamn I wanna say some. She a dime, wanna make her mine. Heard through the grapevine, she a great time.
To me, when you talk MVP, that means you're the most valuable player on the team. Your impact is the largest. And when I watch Giannis, yes, he rebounds, he blocks shots, he defends, he does all those little things. I love what he does. I love him. But he's not going to close out a game for you. He's not going to go out and win that big game. In fact, in the fourth quarters, he turns into more of a center and more of into a roller to the rim rather than a guy with the ball in his hands creating opportunities for others. When you watch the Bucks play, it's Bledsoe, it's Middleton. Those guys are closing the games out. Those guys are hitting big shots. Those guys are playmaking, Jay Will. So for me, I can't put you in that MVP candidacy unless you're closing games. I just can't give you that type of credit. I'm not saying he can't develop it, and I love the strides he's made, the weight he's put on. I love how he's finishing, but he doesn't finish games, Jay.
He's in the conversation, though, Ryan. He's in the conversation. The Milwaukee Bucks are winning the Eastern Conference. The numbers he's putting up are, regardless of the fact he can't shoot, he's shooting 58% from the field. There's no way. Hey, stop it. It doesn't matter. I don't need to shoot. I don't need to close out games to be. You're not comparing him to James Harden from last year. There are certain players who are closers. I'm not saying Giannis hasn't evolved into that yet, but he's in the conversation as a top 3 player.
I hear him in the conversation, and I'm not knocking Giannis for that. I'm not knocking him for anything, but that's the next development. And I can't say you're the most important. If Middleton closes out the games and Bledsoe is the one closing the games out, they have even since more importance, or if I'm gonna say value, it's shared on the Bucks. It's a group effort.
I don't have Giannis being my MVP right now. I have Kawhi Leonard being my MVP right now for what he's been able to do with Toronto. The fact that he can come into that system and not miss a beat and to be that player for this team. Now, is he a closer? Stop it. Ryan Hollins, you're telling me Kawhi Leonard is not.
Kawhi's
I think maybe you forgot. I think maybe you got hit in the head and you forgot the fact that Kawhi Leonard is a top 2 player in this league, and he has Toronto right back where they should belong.
I'm not fighting. And Toronto has a really good team, and they win whether he's on the floor or not. Okay, they've been very, very successful with and without. Okay, Kawhi, and I'm not
at a high level. Not at a high level, Ryan.
And Giannis, he's in the conversation. I'm not saying he's not in the ballpark, but I'm looking at LeBron James. I'm even looking at Harden. Heck, I'm looking at Westbrook. If you LeBron not number 1,
I can tell you.
Why is LeBron not number 1 on your list?
Why is LeBron not number 1? I'm going to tell you why LeBron is number 1. Because it's Giannis number 1. Because Giannis is number 1. Because what this team is doing for Milwaukee. Are you kidding me? Now look, they finally gave him the right personnel. They surrounded him with 3-point shooters. Brook Lopez, a taller individual who can space out, pick and pop. They give him Chris Middleton, who can knock down shots. Malcolm Brogdon, who can knock down shots. The numbers he's putting up is ridiculous. Now I know you're going to say he's not a closer. Once again, back out of the personal space. What I'm going to say, though, is he's shooting 58% from the field, and he's averaging 7 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. The numbers are off the charts, and Milwaukee is second in the East. Milwaukee's second in the East.
Go ahead, how does he get the nod over the man who's first in the East?
Because the numbers
he's putting up, the
numbers he's putting up is ridiculous. They're off the charts.
He has a better team.
He
has a better supporting cast around him.
Thank you for making my argument for me. He does have a better team.
And he's making it happen, but he's the reason. Hold on. You swap out DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't your original argument about LeBron James, not Kawhi, but now you're jumping on Kawhi? I'm just interested. I'm trying to follow you right now.
This is the reality in the MVP race. In the MVP race,
talk through it.
You normally get your MVP the year after. You deserved it last year. LeBron should have been MVP last year, but he gets it after. James Harden arguably should have been MVP. He gets MVP the year after. LeBron should have been MVP this year.
DJ.
This ain't this year, not yet.
Can I ask DJ to settle this dispute first off? I know you have someone who thinks being left out of this conversation.
I do. I like these first 4 guys, but in Jokic's spot, I'm going to put James Harden.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
James Harden is leading the NBA again in total points, free throws made, and 3-pointers made. So I got to give love to my H-Town friend, James Harden. He's definitely in the MVP.
I hear it. James Harden was my first, my honorable mention.
But that's not the important piece. Right now, is Giannis the most valuable player in the league?
No.
Thank you. You said. You just said this before. You said yes. No, I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Up and give the keys and let me take it down low, drop it down to the ground floor. I just wanna go and explore. Ooh, baby, I just want more. I want more. Got a body like a rock star.